Hello, my name is Rachel Lundy, and I'm a Special Collections and Reference Librarian here at Missouri Western. And today I just want to go over some of the library resources that we have available for your research projects. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to go to the library website, and you can access that by going to missouriwestern.edu/library. You can also access that from the Missouri Western homepage. If you scroll down to the bottom of the page, there is a link for the library there as well. And the first thing I want to show you is a tool that we have called Library Guides. So I'm going to scroll down, and you'll see a link for that on the left-hand side here. And as you'll see, these are in alphabetical order by subject, and I have created a library guide specifically for your class. And this guide will give you quick links to our book catalogs, to different databases that will be helpful for your subject matter, also some websites that might be helpful or interesting for you. But I want to go ahead and start by looking at our databases. So the first database that I want to look at is CINAHL. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that link. And this database is hosted by EBSCO, and many of our databases are hosted by EBSCO as well. So a lot of the databases will have the same look and features to them. So it's kind of nice because once you know how to use one, you know how to use many of our databases. So that's why I kind of wanted to show you an EBSCO database. So I'm just going to do a really broad search and then kind of show you some tips about how to narrow that down to focus that more to get more relevant results for the subjects that you're researching. So I'm just going to search for burnout. So as you can see, we've got about 24,000 results. So that's going to tell you that your topic is too broad and that it needs to be narrowed down and more focused. Before I show you how to narrow that down, I do want to show you what an item record looks like. So first thing you'll notice, this icon right here, that means that this is an academic journal. And that means that this is a scholarly source, and this was written by an expert in the topic. So if you have an assignment that's requiring peer-reviewed sources, you're going to look for an article from an academic journal. And peer-reviewed means the article is reviewed by an expert in that author's field, and this is going to ensure accurate information is being published. And this is kind of what differentiates library databases from a search engine like Google. So let's say you went out to Google and you searched for burnout. First of all, you're going to get many more results than 24,000. And secondly, these are going to come from a multitude of sources, and many of these sources are going to be unreliable. They're also going to be unverified. So when you're searching the library databases, you're able to search peer-reviewed articles from academic journals, so you know you're getting reliable information from these sources. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the title, and that's going to open the item record. So the first thing you'll notice here, we have the author names. We also have author credentials listed here. We have the journal that this was published in, as well as information about the volume and whatnot. You can see this was published in the English language. We also have subjects here. Sometimes this is a really nice way to find additional key terms for your research, other keywords that you can use to search as well. And we also have the abstract. So the abstract is kind of a summary of the article. So this is going to allow you to figure out if this article is going to work for your topic without having to read the entire article. So I'm going to scroll up, and I want to show you some tools on the side here. So you can save this to your Google Drive. You can print from here. You can also email this record to yourself so that you can get back to it later. We also have a citation tool here. One thing to know, these aren't always 100% correct and 100% accurate. So you do want to double check the format of these before you turn in your assignment. But it's a really good starting point. And then over here, you've got a link. This is PDF full text. And this allows you to access the entire article. And from here, you can also download the article and print the article. But I want to go ahead and go back to my results list, because I want to show you some ways that we can narrow this number down. So I am going to click on Advanced Search. As you can see here, you've got a drop-down menu. So this allows you to add terms or remove terms, also use alternate terms, interchangeable terms. So if you use and, you can add additional search terms, or allows you to use alternate or interchangeable terms. Not allows you to exclude terms. This one isn't used quite as often, but sometimes it is useful. But I want to add some terms. So I'm going to add physical therapy. But as I see, as I'm typing that out, I've got some results that say therapy. I've got some results that say therapist. So the way that you can include all of those results is something called truncation. So if you just type the root word and then put an asterisk at the end there, that's going to include other forms of the word. So we're going to do that and hit search. And as you can see, we're down to about 170 results. That's still a lot, but it's much more manageable. But we can still narrow that down further. Now you'll see here, this icon shows that this is a periodical. The last article that we looked at showed that it was an academic journal. And what this means is this is actually from a magazine. So this is written by a journalist who researches a topic and writes about it in more relatable terms. So if you need a scholarly source, you're going to want to exclude these periodicals from your results. And to do that, you can scroll down here and just click academic journals in these limiters on the left-hand side. And that's going to remove all of the magazine articles from your results. Something else you can do is you can limit by date. So let's say you want something that was published in the last 20 years. We could type 2001 and hit enter. And that's only going to show you results from that year range. Now, if you'll notice, you're going to see this says check for access options right here. You'll see a few of these like that. So I want to click on one of these. As you can see, that shows that we don't actually have access to this article. So I want to show you how you can order that article through Interlibrary Loan. So if you click on Request Article, this login is a little different than any other login you're going to use at Missouri Western. This is your library account login. So you will put your first and last name and then your unique campus ID, which is your G number with the G and an MW at the end. So for example, if your G number was 1234, this unique campus ID would be G1234MW. So then you'll go ahead and hit submit. And you'll see this is going to autofill all of the information about that article. And then you'll just hit submit this request. And the article will be emailed to you whenever it's available. Now I'm going to go ahead and go back. So we're back at the results list again. As you can see, we've got about 95 results now. So I think we can narrow this down further even though. So let's say you don't have time to wait for interlibrary loan, so you only want to see articles that you have access to right now. If you look over to the left here and you click on linked full text, this is only going to show you articles that you have access to right now, immediate access to. Now, I know you'll notice some of these still say check for access options. That doesn't always mean you don't have access to it. Sometimes that might mean that it's actually just located in a different database. So if you click on that link, you'll see the link here to get to that article. As you can see, we're down to about 39 search results at this point. So that's a pretty manageable list. And you also know that these are probably pretty relevant to the topic that you're searching. You can also narrow this down further if you need to. You can go to advanced search. And you'll see there are other limiters here available. So for example, if you needed evidence-based practice articles, you could check mark this box and just narrow it down to those types of articles. So now that we've kind of looked at an EBSCO database, I want to go back to our library guide. So I'm going to go back out to the library website to our guide. And I want to take a look at PubMed as another database that you'll use commonly. So we're going to go ahead and click on that. And I'm just going to do the same search here. And as you can see, this database does have a different look to it, but a lot of the tools are still there. So we're just going to go ahead and click on a result. If you look over here to the right, you have links to view the full article. You also have the citation tool to the right. And if you click on one of these links, that will take you to the full article. Something else with PubMed is if you scroll down, it's going to show you some similar articles. It's also going to show you articles that cited this specific article, and then also your references are down here. And as you see over to the right here, you have some of these limiters. You can limit by date, also full text, free. So this is another really helpful database that you'll use often. So now that we've looked at some of the databases, I want to go ahead and look at some of the book catalogs. So we're going to go back out here to our research guide, our library guide, and we're going to click on books. And we've got a few different catalogs here that I want to show you. The first one I want to show you is our ebook catalog. So this is only going to show you ebook results. So I'm going to go ahead and just click on one to show you how to access an ebook. So if you click on the title on the link, this will bring you to the item page. And we're just going to click on Missouri Western Click to Access. So this is going to look familiar. This is hosted by EBSCO. EBSCO hosts a lot of our ebook collection as well as our databases. So you'll see the tools over here to the right are the same. And then over here to the left is how we're going to access the ebook. So you'll just click on PDF full text. And now we have access to the full ebook. And you'll also see over here you've got table of contents, so you can jump around within the book as well. But let's say you want a physical book, you don't want an ebook, or if you want to search across ebooks and physical books as well. This is our Casey Towers catalog, and this searches books, ebooks, videos, and more within the library. So we're just going to do that same search, physical therapy. And you'll see you have some ebook results, also some streaming video results. We also have a DVD result. And then down here, this blue icon, that's a physical book. So we'll go ahead and just click on one of these records. And this is going to show you the location. So this is on the upstairs floor. This is the call number. So this is how you locate the book within the stacks. And if you've never looked for a book using a call number before, any of the librarians are happy to help you with that. And then this also shows the status. So if this book were checked out, it would have a due date and show you that it's not available. But you can see here that this book is available and is in the library right now. And then we also offer curbside pickup. So if you click on this button, so you can call us and we can bring the book out to you, or we'll have it at the circulation desk so you can just run in and grab it without having to go locate it in the stacks. And it'll just be ready and all checked out to you and ready to go. But let's say you're not really finding any books that are going to work for your topic in the library. We also have a Mobius catalog. So this is a consortium of different libraries across Missouri and across the region. And this is going to give you access to a lot more materials than we have physically here in the library. So I'm going to do another search of the Mobius catalog. And one thing to keep in mind, this does show ebook results, and some libraries don't lend their ebooks. So I always recommend using the limiters over here to the left-hand side. So it eliminates those ebooks that you're not able to borrow. So you can see here, this will show how many libraries have that title. And we're going to just go ahead and click on this one. And if you scroll down here, you'll see this will show the locations that have that book as well as its availability. So it looks like this book is available. So we're going to go ahead and click request it. And we're going to use this drop-down menu to select Missouri Western and hit submit. And then this is that same library account login that we used earlier for Interlibrary Loan to request that article. And then you'll select your pickup library. It does default to Missouri Western. And then you would just hit submit, and that book would be sent to the library, and we would send you an email when that book is available for you to come pick up. So now that we've kind of talked about databases, and we've talked about book catalogs, I do want to talk a little bit about another tool that we have available for you. And this is called Library Access. This is a free browser extension that the library provides for you, and it's available for all major browsers. And this helps direct you toward library resources while you're searching the open web off campus. So let's say, for example, you were searching for your topic on Google and you came across an article that looks relevant to your topic. So let's say you click on that link and all of a sudden you've hit a paywall. It's asking you to pay for that article. If Missouri Western actually has access to that article, you'll get a pop-up box that's going to redirect you to the library. And so this is going to ensure that you're not paying for articles that you have access to for free. So I want to head back to the library website. And I want to show you another way that you can search as well. So if you see up at the top here, you're going to see this link for Search Discover. You can also scroll down and there's a box for Search Discover right here as well. And Search Discover searches all of Missouri Western's holdings. So it's going to search our databases, our book catalog, everything that we have, everything that we subscribe to is going to be available to search through Search Discover. So this is a really good tool if you have a very narrow niche topic because it searches everything. So maybe you're not sure which database to start with, or maybe you're wanting to look for books and articles. Another great use for this is, let's say you have the title of your article, but you didn't save the link and you need to get back to it. You can actually search for the exact article title and get back to that article. So that's another reason you might want to use Search Discover. I'm just going to go ahead and do our search again. And as you can see, we got a lot of results here, so it can be really overwhelming if you have a broad topic. So that's why I suggest using it just in certain instances and not for everything. But you can see here, so we have a result that's an ebook, we have a result that's a physical book, we have a video, we have a reference book, academic journal. So as you can see, it searches everything. But if you look over here, you do have some of the familiar limiters that we were talking about earlier. So you can narrow it down by year, full text. You have advanced search as well. So it's going to look very similar to the EBSCO database that we searched earlier. And so I want to head one more time back to the library website. And I just want to go over how you can contact us in case you have questions beyond this video. So as you can see up here, we have our phone number. We also have the Ref Desk email, so this will email all of the reference librarians and one of us can get back to you. If you scroll down here, we also have a chat function. So if this says available right here, then we're available for a chat. And then we also have Meet with a Librarian. And this is helpful if you're really stuck and you really need some one-on-one help. You can book one of us for a session, and this will give you a little bit more information about that. And then to actually book, you'll click Meet with a Librarian. You'll fill out this form, give us your contact info, tell us a little bit about what you're doing. The more detailed, the better. And then one of us can get back with you about times that we could set up that would work for each of us. Hopefully this has given you a really good idea of what the library has to offer. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to any of us. Thank you and have a good day.